Welcome to Smart Remarks. We're coming to your town. We'll help you party down, but you got to give us a tax break first. So here in Lancaster, PA, the city school board recently approved a request from a business that wanted to move here into town and bring all sorts of jobs, but demanded a tax break in order to do so. The developer of the old Stockyards property here in Lancaster declined to name the company, but said it would bring as many as 100 good-paying jobs here if its school district tax bill was cut in half for 10 years. Now, school district board members initially hemmed and hawed about this, but ultimately they approved the proposal by a vote of 8-1 after the mayor and his director of economic development came and said, look, the city already provides tax breaks for most new developments or renovations, so long as we're talking about businesses. Homeowners, they don't get a tax break. No, you pay your tax bill in full this year as you did last year, as you will next year. You'll pay it in full in perpetuity, but the idea is that we can bring businesses here to town by cutting their taxes. They'll generate at least some tax revenue, and then they'll have all these jobs, and those people who are newly employed in their jobs, maybe they'll buy homes in the city too, thereby pushing up tax revenues because they'll be paying their full levy even as their employers pay a lower levy. It'll just be Shangri-La. This is the exact same dynamic playing out in the state of Pennsylvania as a whole, where to attract business, our Republican governor has promised to cut corporate taxes, which means, of course, there's going to be less money available for things like education. But buck up, your individual tax rates will be kept as low as possible because, after all, you have to pay your taxes in full, while businesses don't. Because of communities like Lancaster and states like Pennsylvania where all of a sudden say, no, there's not going to be any more business tax breaks, well, there's always going to be somewhere else that is going to be willing to provide those tax breaks. Someone who's going to be glad to slash the business rate while keeping individual tax rates as high as necessary to bridge the gap. So this raises a key point about the city of Lancaster, or maybe your city too, maybe your state too, which is that they cannot possibly attract business without tax breaks. I think a lot of people wish that were not the case, or think that, if we just cut taxes enough and we get enough businesses here, there'll be enough jobs and there'll be enough vitality that we can return the tax rate to normal. But that's never going to happen. No, we are moving towards an era where the individual not only is bearing more of the burden, but ultimately will bear all of the burden. This is blackmail. And it works because the reality is, unless all communities in Pennsylvania, unless all states are willing to band together and say, we're not going to do this anymore, then there always will be some place to dangle that tax break in front of a company. And that means everybody has to do it in perpetuity, forever. So I understand why the school board did what it did, but you, the individual homeowner, there's going to be no tax break for you. You will bear your full share of the load. You are the tax donkey. So get used to it. Have some oats and make sure you get your check in the mail.